I was diagnosed with Hodgkin's lymphoma, which is a type of blood cancer, back in 2010. And had various forms of treatment, including chemotherapy and radiation, but I was eventually told that the only way I would be able to cure the cancer was through a stem cell transplant, but I needed to find a stem cell match in order to have that transplant. And I was always told from the beginning that it would be difficult to find my match due to my Lebanese heritage, and that's because a patient is more likely to find their stem cell match with someone who shares a similar ethnic heritage to them. It was really frightening. I mean, I guess it's really scary to start knowing that your options are dwindling down with what treatment you can have. To be told that was my last chance for a cure, and then on top of that to be told that it would be difficult to find a match to have that transplant was really, really scary. But it was also shocking to hear that something like a person's cultural heritage could discriminate against you so much to the point that you might not have the chance to live. So eventually we sort of ended up going down the Plan B treatment path, which was to have a stem cell transplant using cord blood stem cells. So that's stem cells taken from a baby's umbilical cord that a mother may decide to freeze. So it's a riskier type transplant, but we got to the point where I didn't have any other option. In Australia, over 80% of patients rely on finding their stem cell match to have their life-saving stem cell transplant from a donor overseas. So that's over 80% are reliant on overseas donors. And the reason for that is because many overseas organisations for many, many years have been using cheek swabs as a method to join. And so I think it's time that Australia steps up, and we really need to improve our local donor pool, and the government needs to fund the swab program. So the cheek swabs are basically a kit that you can order in the mail, and you receive like a large, long cotton Q-tip. And basically what you can do is just swab the inside of your cheek to get like a saliva sample, and you pop it in an envelope, post it back, and you get added to kind of like a database where you'll be made searchable, and you may or may not get a phone call to say you're someone's match, but if you do, it might mean you'll have a chance to save someone's life and donate your stem cells. This was introduced as a trial back in 2019, but unfortunately the government have paused the funding for it. There's a change.org petition, and I urge everyone to sign that petition and basically just say to the Australian government that it's time to step up, fund the swab program properly so we can save more lives. Thankfully, I was one of the really lucky ones. I've been cancer-free since the end of 2012. During my recovery, I just kept hearing stories of patients unable to find their stem cell match, or really struggling to find their match, and running their own Facebook search campaigns and things like that, like what I had to do. And I was just doing a bit of research to see whether any organisations existed that was proactively out there raising awareness and educating people about it, and didn't really find any in Australia, so that's why I thought I'd start UR the Cure. Basically, two main things we do is advocating for changes in Australia and to make it easier for people to join. And the second other thing we do is really raising awareness, educating people and encouraging people to join, and giving them the opportunity to join the registry. The introduction of the cheek swabs, that was a real game changer, that we finally did get that in Australia. You know, officially partnering with the Australian Bone Marrow Donor Registry was a really big one. Through my networks, through the website, we were able to have over 1,000 people order their kits online through our networks. I've run various recruitment drives in the community with sporting clubs and religious institutions, and through the swab program we were able to have, I think it was close to 700 people join the donor registry. So they're always really big wins when you can see that you're actually getting people added on there. And when I hear stories that people have told me that they've joined because they've heard of, had learnt about something through the UR the Cure website or social media, then they've joined and then been contacted that they're a match, that type of thing is just, that's amazing. Yeah, so obviously you can't really put into words, to say thank you to someone who's given you your second chance of life. Obviously there was a mother across the other side of the world that just decided to donate her child's umbilical cord blood, and that's what saved my life. And thank you just doesn't seem enough. Like it's, I'm just grateful for being alive, and then I guess the icing on the cake was to be able to have Zach. Is just something I just never imagined would happen. If you said to me back when I was in hospital having my transplant that one day I'd be healthy again and have a child of my own, I just thought that would be near impossible. He's our little miracle baby, and it's just, even though he's crying right now, he is a joy.